Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sofia Goyal, and in today's video we are going to discuss the difference between various array methods like forEach, map, filter, find and reduce. So yeah, these are the methods that I'm going to cover today. And this has been asked a lot of time to me, like to make a video on the differences between these methods. And I think they are very important methods for JavaScript array handling. So yeah, they are required a lot, and not from the interview purpose only. More than an interview, they are very helpful in your day-to-day work. If you are working with React or JavaScript or TypeScript, even for the data structure and algorithm questions, these methods play a key role there. And I have also told you in many videos that please try to memorize these methods and understand the difference between them, so that you can write a better solution to the questions in a faster manner. So yeah, let's see the difference. Fine. Normally, to iterate on an array, we use the for loop, but now we have got all these methods. And these methods are like they are the higher order functions. So what is a higher order function? A higher order function is something that accepts a function as an argument. And again, so these methods has a function as an argument, like you can check it on your screen. Like they have this function as an argument there, which we call a callback function. So all the iteration is done on the basis of the logic of that particular function. Okay, so in this function, now generally as a rule of thumb, I'm telling you that generally these functions has the argument as value, index and array. Okay, so there are three arguments generally, not all of them. I'll tell you the difference, but generally the arguments are value, index and array in this sequence only. So please memorize it for sure. No matter whatever you write their names, it will always be value, index and array. So what is the value? Like the first argument that you will be getting here will be the value of each array element that will be passed. Okay, so if the array is 1 2 3 4 5, then the 1, when 1 is passed, the value will be 1. When 2 is passed, the value will be 2. Okay, index will be the index of that particular element. Fine. So for 1 the index will be 0, for 2 the index will be 1. Okay, and array is your original array on which you are iterating. So no matter if the array is transformed or anything is done on that, you can always achieve the original array by using this array method. Fine. So let me show you with the example of for each what I'm trying to say. So first I'll try to explain you about the for each method. So what is a for each method? A for each method is something like a replacement of for loop, you can say. So this is mostly used so that we, for more ease of use, with more ease we can iterate over all the array elements, and we can extract an element, or maybe we can extract the value from an element, and then maybe we can use it for some other purposes. So this is the way we use for each method, right? And in that method I will be explaining you the arguments and how this method is used. So let's go to the computer screen. Okay, so friends, if you see here, if an array is, for example, I'll say let ARR, let's not take 1 2 3 4 5, it will be confusing, 4 6 7 9 and 2. Fine, this is the array. And if I'm going to use for each, this is my callback function. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so this is my callback function. Fine. Now if I'm passing, as I said, value, index, array, right? So when I'm iterating on it, I am just going to show you the console.log v. See, now it has printed all the values 4 6 7 9 2 5. If I do this v comma I, fine. So now we have all the indexes like 0 1 2. See, 4 has 0 index, 6 like 6, first index is 6, second index is 7. You can see it here, right? And if I do along with this a, So now we have our array, the original array which we have already used. So I hope you understood the use of a for each array. Now if I want to write it in a better manner, or in a simpler manner, we use for each, as I have already told you about this. But there is a difference between for and for each method which you should know definitely, and the difference is you cannot use a break or return in between the for each method that we can use in a for loop, right? Let me show you the difference. If I am doing this console.log, if I am using a for loop for, okay, I will use let I is equal to 0, I is less than arr dot length, and I plus plus. Okay, let's comment this part out. Fine, I don't know why it is not commented. Yeah, okay, it has gone. Fine. Now let's write console dot log arr I. Fine, now I'm logging all the elements of the array as you can see it. But if I want to say arri equals to 7, I want this to return. Now what happened is, see, or I can do a break here maybe, right? So both of the things we can do. Okay, now what happened is, like, it has printed it for 4 and 6, and when it saw it is 7, then it has broken this for loop and it came out of it. So there are the situations when we might need to break the loop. We don't want to iterate it unnecessarily until our condition is, like, when our condition is met, I don't want to iterate the loop unnecessarily, so I would like to break it. But this thing cannot be done in a for each, right? I have pasted it again, and if you see, if v equal to, like, I can directly do it with the v7, I want it to break, but this is not supported, cannot use break here. You can see, even if I do return, it is still not doing anything, it is still working, right? It is still going, like, for v is equal to 7, it has not printed anything, but still it is iterating, it is not breaking out of here, right? So this is the difference between a for loop and using for each. Fine. Now let's move on to the map method. So map is super important, super important, because it is highly used in React. While iteration of loop and writing the components. For example, if you want to iterate on the list items, you need to map, return the new element, and then that list will be printed in front of you. So what is map? Again, map method is used to iterate over the array so that it can return a new transformed array. Like, if I want to transform the array, I would use a map method, and then it will return all the elements in the form of a new array, and then all the elements will be transformed. But remember, the same array will not be transformed, the same array will be used as an input, and the output will be a new array, and then it will contain the transformed elements. That is the reason it is used in React a lot, if you know about React, obviously. Fine. So again, I have my array, and map is fairly simple. Like, map, this is again my callback function, right? This will have the value, right? Value, like, if I have only have one argument, I just want to take the value, I can just use value also. And I want to return twice of an array, right? Value into 2. Fine. And I am putting it into let new array is equal to, right? And then I can just do console.log new array. Okay, so now we have we can remove these brackets as well. I just did not want to confuse you, so that's why I put it there. So yeah, so this is, like, the basic use of arrow function, and now twice of all the elements of the array is retrieved here. Also, with map we have an advantage that we can do chaining, method chaining here. What is that? Basically, see, what is happening is array.map is returning a new array, right? So now a new array is returned, I can use another array method on that, right? So a very basic and simple thing. So rather than this and this, if I try to use a for each on this again, right, I can do that because this whole part is returning an array, right? Now again, if I try to get a value here and I try to print it, console.log v, this should be there. I hope you are getting my point, right? We have got a new array from here, right? And now if I'm getting a new array, I can use a for each loop on that new array. Okay, so this is a fairly simple thing. I hope you have understood about it. So like this way, we can chain multiple methods on this if an array is returned from here. Now let's talk about reduce. I think, yeah, we can go with reduce, or else I think I should keep it for the end, because reduce arguments are a bit different. Okay, so let's go with filter. Now filter is again super important. Why? Because with the filter method we will be able to filter out the elements which will be meeting a certain condition. Like, I can give you a very simple example. If in this array I want to find out the elements which are even, like the numbers which are even, then I can do it with filter. What filter does is, it will also return an array, but it will return a modified array. Like, if it is meeting a certain condition, then it will return that particular element into the array, into the new array again. Okay, let me show you with the example what I am talking about. Basically, if I want to filter, and this is again my callback, right, and I just want to retrieve the value, well, okay, so what I want to return from here is return well %2. This is like for calculating the remainder, I hope you know, is equal to 0, right? And again I can do const new array is equal to, again a new array will be returned with the filtered values, right? Console.log new array 4, 6 and 2. Now because of the array functions we can reduce the code a bit. No need of this return and brackets and everything. So yeah, super simple right? I hope you are liking it and you are enjoying it as well. Now just think about it, this method is also iterating on the array, so after map I can also do the chaining for the filter method in the element, in the chaining, right? So on the returned elements from the map I can again use a filter as well. Okay, so I hope like you have understood the filter part also. Now for the filter I will be giving you a small problem, and that problem will be delete, now the comment is working, I don't know how, delete duplicates from an array. Okay, just try to figure this problem out, how we are going to do that with the filter method. And there is just one small hint, in this callback we are using the value, but it will be needing the index and the array arguments of filter as well. So try to do it, solve it, and tell me in the comment section below. I hope you will be able to get the answers. So yeah, that is mainly the use of the filter method. Now just like filter, I have, like we have, sorry, not I have, we have another method as find. Find is also there, but and find is also used to find an element that matches a certain condition. So if I do find here, it is returning just 4. So now what is the difference? The difference between filter and find is, filter is used to filter out the elements in the array which is meeting a particular condition, but find is used to find the first element, not an array, first element that is meeting a particular condition. So there the time comes in which we need to find out an element which is like the first element which is going to meet our condition, and we need to extract it from the array. So for that particular purpose we can use the find method. Okay, this filter method, I'll tell you a very widely used case which you have seen on various websites. Basically when we search for something on an e-commerce website, like if you are searching milk or if you are searching clothes or whatever you are putting on the search bar, this is basically checked from the backend from the whole array of stuff that is present on the site, right? From the whole stuff which is present on the website. For that, basically we use filter, like when we get a list of items and we want to search something from there, then also this filter method is used, where we want to check like if the value string contains this particular string that we are searching, right? So in that case, filter is also used a lot to search. So again, there could be another problem statement for you where you have a list of items and you can try to create a search box, okay, in HTML. And when you type something in that search box, right, you can type something in the search box and display the matching elements from that list. So yeah, this is again a fun problem, and this will look like a small project to you also, and this will be very very simple. We just need to use the filter method there and you will be getting the results, right? If you want to make it more interesting, we can use just try to use, okay, if you want, only if you want, right, try to use debouncing for that filter. Okay, so if you know debouncing, just try to use debouncing for that particular filter. Debouncing is basically like if I am typing something in a continuous manner, and I don't want to search on every click of the button. Like if I am for example, if I want to search ball, then if I'm typing B, then search a query will be gone to search for the element. Then I'm typing A, then again a query will be gone. So this will be slowing down the application a bit. So we use debouncing. It is like whenever the user stops for a particular time, like for 300 milliseconds or 400 milliseconds, whatever you want to give there, we can use debouncing there. If a user stops for a small amount of time, then the API call will go, right? So this is how debouncing works. I have just given a brief overview. This video is not about debouncing at all, but if you know it, then definitely you can try in this search with debouncing, like how it works and how you have improved your results, right? So if you are interested, please go ahead and solve these things, and you can ask me in the comment section if you have any doubts, right? Let's move on to the last part, which is reduce. Again, reduce is also very important, but the arguments in reduce are a bit different from what we generally use. It is basically like accumulator, right? Value, again, now it's the same, value, index and array. So this accumulator is what reduce is basically used to reduce the whole array into a single thing. Like if you want to collectively reduce the array, for example, I want to get the sum of elements of an array, then I can use reduce also, because in the reduce accumulator, the sum of the array will be accumulated and you can get it from the accumulator. Or if you want to iterate on all the elements of an array and you want to get a single output from that, and we can use accumulator for that. We can put that whole output in the accumulator and we can get the result from there. So that is basically the use of reduce. Okay, so if I let me show you with the sum example. If I want to get the sum of all the elements here, I can use array dot reduce. Okay, this is my callback function, accumulator. Now value, I will not be using the index in this, so I'm not writing the index. And I can do accumulator is equal to accumulator plus val. Okay, and I can do a return here, simple. Sorry, val is not there, we have value, right? And this will be const sum is equal to, and this is console.log sum. Fine. So this has returned the sum of all the elements because the accumulator has collected the values, the sum, and then we have printed it. Now there is one more argument in this, which is the initial value of this accumulator. Like you can initialize this accumulator by passing an argument here, right? So let's say I'm passing 0. Now this is a number, so it has taken it as 0 and already taken it as 0 and presented the output in the correct manner. But for example, if I would have passed here the empty string, now it has stringified all these elements and now the result is returned in the form of a string, right? If you stringify this, 4 plus 6 will be 4, 6, 4, 6, 7 will be 4, 6, 4 plus 6 plus 7 will be 4, 6 and 7, right? So this sort of implicit binding is done, everything is stringified, and then the result is written in the form of a string. So that is the difference, and in that way you can manipulate it a lot. Sometimes the accumulator could be an array of elements, the accumulator could be an object, empty object also, right? So it depends on what is the requirement, but this is a very helpful feature. Sometimes the reduce is not returning the expected results, and the cause is we have not initialized it with the correct value. So that is very important here. Now friends, again let's come to a problem. Okay, so I have a problem statement for you here as well, and this problem is something which is asked in bigger giants like Amazon, Flipkart, and these big companies. So this is like you have to flatten an array. Okay, what is flattening an array? For example, I have an array 2 and this will be an array of arrays, right? So what it will be like, 1 1 2 3, okay, 4 5, and here again there will be 7 8 9. Okay, so this will be like something like an array of arrays here, and then we need the output to be like 1 2 3 4 5 7 8 9. So we want this flat array as an output, and this can be done using the reduce method. So I would like you to try this problem and solve it using the reduce method. We have already a method to solve this problem. If I would write it as console.log and array dot prototype dot flat, no, ARR2 this is the one dot flat, and here we specify the label to which we want to flatten it. Okay, so this is a already inbuilt method from JavaScript in which we can flatten the array, and here we will specify the level. So right now it is flattening to one level. Okay, if I do 2, then it will flatten the whole array, right? If this would have more elements here like 10 11, it would not have flattened it. We need to flatten it to level 3, then it is flattening it out. So this is an inbuilt method for flattening of an array, and we can use that also, but right now I'm not asking about it. You have to write a code using reduce. It's like creating a prototype of your flat method, and then you have to solve the problem, right? And again, tell me in the comment section, or else I will be making a separate video on solving all of these problems together. Okay, so I guess friends, you have understood about all these concepts and the use of these, and I hope it will help you out in the future. So that's it about today's video, friends. Thank you very much for watching, and please like it if you have learned something from it, and share and subscribe the channel, and see you in the next video. Bye.